at 6:42. Welcome back. We're joined by Rabbi Peter Shackman, the rabbi at Temple Emmanuel in Utica. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
So early, too. Now, you've put together, and very quickly, I might add, a service of solidarity, an interfaith service to show support for the victims in Pittsburgh. How did you come together with this so quickly?
Well, you know, the truth is that these kinds of things don't come together without advanced connections and relationships, and having been welcomed so warmly into the interfaith community since I've been here for the last year, the Interfaith Matters group and the interfaith community, I was able to very quickly contact my colleagues in the interfaith community, my clergy colleagues, my lay colleagues, and they all I contacted them even before I knew what we were doing, and I said, "Are you in?" And they all wrote back and said, "We're in. Just let us know what you want us to do."
What was the reaction immediately after? I mean, you know, we all turned on the news or we went on social media and we found out what had happened. What was the reaction that you got, you know, from within the Jewish community and then from the interfaith community?
Well, you know, this attack occurred, as we know, on Shabbat, so it was not a time when the Jewish community, at least in the afternoon, was really around. In fact, many people were off technology, were not really. In fact, I found out about it immediately after leaving my weekly Torah study group that we do at the temple, and I was in disbelief when I saw the headline, not only because of the sheer magnitude of the hatred and the tragedy, but because we had just been doing exactly what those people in Pittsburgh had been doing. You know, we'd just been in our synagogue, observing Shabbat, studying Torah, and I immediately identified with them, and it was just really quite a shock.
Right, and that common thread of, you know, you immediately identifying with them, I think everyone from, you know, any faith immediately identifies with you. Because, you know, in any religion, you're going and you're praying or you're doing what you do to honor and to pray on that Sunday or that Saturday or that Sabbath or that day that you do this.
We go to places, we go to buildings that have rooms that we call sanctuaries.
Right.
And this synagogue in Pittsburgh was anything but a sanctuary for the people who went there that Shabbat morning thinking they were going to celebrate Shabbat and observe Shabbat in a peaceful and prayerful manner.
How important is it for the community here, and then other communities around the nation are coming together for, you know, interfaith prayers, interfaith shows of solidarity?
Well, you know, this event was not isolated. It grew out of a climate of hate that allowed this kind of hatred to express itself in this kind of a way. So it's so important for our community and all communities to express publicly their disavowal of this kind of hate and say this is not who we are as a community, this is not what we accept, so that people in the community who are feeling these kinds of feelings, this hatred, understand that it is not acceptable. It is not. They will not be heroes. They will be denigrated as the hateful people, destructive people that they are. So it's so important that the community step up and say, this is not who we are, this is not who we want to be.
And I can honestly say, when we put the word out that this was happening, a lot of people contacted me or contacted us and said, "Hey, what time is this? Where is this? I need to go to this." It's almost like a need to go to it now because of the hatred that we're seeing.
Utica is a wonderful community. It's a diverse community. It's a tolerant community. We know how welcoming Utica has been to the immigrant community and other communities. But still, the need to express and reaffirm this commitment to diversity, this commitment to tolerance, this commitment to accepting people as who they are instead of telling them how they ought to be. We can't stop reinforcing that and publicizing that.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us this morning, Rabbi. And you can go tonight. It's at 7 o'clock, and it's at Temple Emmanuel. Just go and express your love and express your tolerance and your acceptance of all people. Again, thank you for joining us, and we'll be back after this.